Good evening, everyone. Welcome to your rainy night restorative yoga. Hope you're all well today, and I hope you're all in a good space to practice some restorative yoga with me, some constructive rest. I don't know about you, but my little family today is just feeling the rain. We just all want to nap and rest. We're feeling kind of lazy. So we've been doing a little bit of that. Doing a little bit of work too, but I can't wait to get all nice and cozy with you all here and really experience the power of restorative yoga tonight. So we'll begin now, and for tonight you'll need pretty much the usual props, yoga mat or a comfortable floor surface. A lot of people like to even practice restorative yoga right in their beds, but for some that's too soft of a surface. The floor really allows the spine to elongate, lengthen, and the bones to really deeply relax into a deep surface. So choose your surface. Grab yourself a blanket that's folded up. Grab yourself a couple of couch cushions or a yoga bolster to sit on. And as well, if you have some yoga blocks, these will come in handy. And if not, we will improvise. So let's begin. We'll start seated, just for a little bit of quiet meditation. So sitting tall, finding your seat, maybe rocking side to side into your seat a few times, so that you can feel your sitting bones, the bones of your bum that you sit on, right underneath you, sort of as your foundation. And you could also sit in a chair for this portion of the practice as well. A little bit of a guided meditation, a little bit of breath work. You can cross your legs or kneel. So wherever you are at, find the seat, find the length of your spine, and then let your shoulders roll down your back. Just a couple of times. Like the shoulders and the arms are growing heavy. And you could just let that tension, let that heaviness go. Start to feel yourself settling into this moment and into this time that you've carved out for yourself today. If you'd like, you can close your eyes. Simply find your gaze drifting downward. And let yourself feel all of your thoughts that are coming your way now. Maybe let yourself feel your whole entire day. Just let it all come at you. Notice the thoughts as they come. So allow yourself to observe what you're thinking about right now. And the next time you're ready to exhale, let some of what you're thinking of be released out through the out-breath. And as you're ready, take a big breath in, feeling the breath move into the body, clear, calmly, perhaps a little cool. And exhale and let that whole breath out, and with it, allow some of the busyness of your mind to simply fade away, to fade out from the edges of your yoga mat, the edges of your peripheral. Setting the focus a little bit more deeply toward the breath. Letting the breath move all the way out. And each time you exhale, allow a part of yourself to sink, to drop, to settle. And as you breathe in, just imagine that you're breathing in this beautiful, clean, clear air, full of vitality, full of peace. And as you exhale, we're sifting down, sifting through our day, just settling into a sweet spot for now. And the breath moves in. And the breath moves out. And just watch your body now as you take a big breath in. Observe if you'd like to open the mouth for that exhale. So just like a big sigh. Let it all go out. And try that a few times, breathing in deeply, pausing to hold that breath, and then letting the breath out in a deep sigh. It's like you're letting out any stale air trapped through the bottoms of the lungs. Letting out maybe something you've been just sort of hanging or clinging to all day. Just letting it go. Take a couple more breaths just like this. And if the body wants to yawn, allow it to yawn. Just keep encouraging the lungs to fill as much as they possibly want to right now. And encourage the lungs to empty completely. Nice. We're going to move into a 4-3-7 breath. So this is a breath where we'll count to ourselves in our mind. I'll count with you. So we'll inhale for a count of 4. We'll hold that breath for a count of 3. And then we'll exhale for a count of 7. So take your normal breath in now. Let it all out as you're ready. And then we'll begin. Inhaling 2, 3, 4, and holding 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3. And out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3. And out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. And hold 2, 3. And out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue on your own for 3 more of these cycles of breath. And now let your breath go wherever it wants to go. So maybe your body enjoyed that tempo of breath. Stay with it. Maybe you need to slow down the inhale a little bit more, perhaps speed it up. Wherever you're at, observe your breath for 3 more cycles. One more time, let the shoulders go down back. And start to turn the chin to one shoulder and circle the head all the way up and across and down. Just one more time in this direction, inviting softness into the neck. And then go the other way. Inviting softness and spaciousness into the breath tonight. Into the body, into all of your layers of being. Everything is letting go now. As you bring your head back to center, move to all 4s on your mat or on your place. Take your time. So let this be like you're moving through warm honey, that resistance. As you come to this place now, extend one leg behind you. Just tuck the toes under. Give that leg a stretch. Take a big breath in. Like you could send the breath into the back of this leg, into the heel and the calf. And then release that and move to the other side. Tuck the toes under so that you get this really nice stretch through the bottom of your foot. Just honoring the knees by letting the blood flow back into them. And now as you tuck this knee back under, check in that your knees are right under your hips. Keep your hips up high and walk down into your elbows. Begin to let the head hang down and shift your chest back towards your thighs. So going into some deeper shoulder flexion here. Slowly, slowly making your way, shifting the heart space down and back. Keep the hips high. Perhaps rest your forehead on a block or the floor. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, feel your heart melting downward. And shift your elbows a little bit wider apart if this is really intense in your shoulders. Nice. And as the spine starts to take this beautiful hammock-like shape, you can cross one of your forearms parallel to the top edge of your mat and extend the other arm. So keep that other arm extended overhead. So now you have a place to rest the forehead on this forearm. And we're really creating some space in the side body of the arm that's extended. Let your breath guide your mind so that the mind remains focused on the rhythm and the tempo of the breath, keeping you right here. Soften down your jaw and melt the cheeks toward the temples. Soften the expressive nature of your brow and then rock your forehead across this forearm. Let these deep in breaths spread the heart space wide open. As you're ready, slowly shift into the other side. So if you're doing one arm at a time here, cross the other arm and extend that first arm overhead. Settle back in. And there's a lot of lightness now through the hips, through the pelvis. A little bit of inversion here, bringing the hips over the heart and the head. Changing up the perspective that our body is used to. And this can bring a lot of clarity into our lives when we simply change perspective. Change up habits that we're used to following all the time. Notice how the depth of your breath will deepen the shape of your body now. Invite the inhale to soften and expand the rib cage. Let your exhales be an expression of your release. And now slowly start to move your way out of this shape, walking back up into your hands, taking all the time you need. Spread the fingers wide. Bring the wrists under the shoulders and round your spine now. And wag your tail and drop the head down. Nice. Sitting back into the heels for a moment, let the shoulders glide down the back. Feel what you're feeling here as you bring the body back to its accustomed position, where the head is now back over the heart and hips. Let's stay with this lovely thoracic opener that we've begun with tonight. We'll move into a supported fish pose. So if you have blocks, set them up at the top of your mat in a T shape. So the block that's the farthest away from you right now is standing up on its highest level. And then the second block is on its middle level and it's running lengthways down your mat. If you don't have rolled up, or if you don't have blocks, you can use a rolled up yoga mat and you can lie on it horizontally right underneath your shoulder blades. So I'll show you that one next. But if you've got this little arrangement going on for yourself, you turn your back to it. I always like to pinch this block with my thumbs just to keep it in place. And begin right at the middle of your back. So place this block right underneath the spine so that the spine lines up. And then the upper block will support the head. And at first it feels like this isn't going to support you, it's too rickety, but if you get it really aligned with the spine and directly underneath the back of the head, you'll feel support. And take your arms out to the sides and start to let the shoulder blades release around the edges of the block. So this is a bit of a similar position to what we were just in when we were kneeling, but now we're offering the heart space up toward the ceiling. Offering it up. Rocking the head across the block a couple times to soften the neck. And it can be nice to turn the palms upward toward the ceiling, but if that's too intense for the shoulders, then keep your hands wherever they want to be. And now just return to your breath, just the way that you were breathing. Maybe you'd like to come back to the 4-3-7 breath, because for some people it really helps to count, to stay within that rhythm, to keep them right here. Or perhaps for you it's merely all sensation. So if you didn't have the blocks, you would take that rolled up yoga mat and you would lie over it. So that as you lie back over it, you can feel that your shoulder blades are still free here. They're not pinned underneath the rolled up mat. And you could take your head all the way to a floor or to a pillow. So it's similar. You can keep the soles of your feet flat on the mat, or you can extend your legs now. And try to stay away from compression in the lower back. Often due to the nature of our posture, opening up the T-spine or the upper back can be very intense. So let your breath soften your body. And invite your body to yield into the pressure of either the rolled up yoga mat or the blocks. So instead of trying to hold yourself away from these supports, from these props, Slowly, slowly let yourself melt into them. All the soft tissues. All the more firm tissues, skeletal system, everything in the body now growing softer. And as you breathe here, visualize your organs softening as well. Getting with your heart, softening into the lungs, relaxing into the liver. Invite the digestive system to calm and slow. Move the breath down toward the belly. Feeling the belly rise and inflate as you breathe in. Feeling the belly deflate as you breathe out. Take 3 or 4 more deep breaths. Allowing ourselves to simply reside here for now. Softly resisting the urge to get away or to discover what's happening next. Take your time sitting up. Take your hands behind your head, lift your head and tuck your chin. You can roll to one side or press your palms into the floor and sit up slowly. And as you sit up, cross your legs. Keep them extended forward. Take a few breaths here. Allow the chin to drop down across the collarbones and then to circle all the way up and overhead. Noticing any differences through the neck, shoulders, and the upper back now. And go both directions with a slow neck roll. Slide one hand out wide to its side and bring the other arm up and overhead. Just having a little side stretch here. And then release this top arm down and in front and off to its side. And find your other side stretch. And one more time on each side. Feeling how the side ribs can expand and open. Release tension from your side bodies. Nice. And then sit up tall and take the soles of your feet flat to the mat. We're going to lean back into our hands so the hands are behind us. And we'll space the feet a little bit wider apart here. So just a little bit wider apart than your hips. And then start to create windshield wipers out of your shins. So letting both knees rock to one side. And then into the other. And you'll feel how you're just shifting across the sides of your seat. Leaning back into your hands. pausing for this internal rotation that's happening with this knee that's coming in toward the center. Internal rotation of the hip and the femur bone. And letting it happen. So we're slowing the movement down a little bit, maybe sinking back into ourselves. And now let the knees come up and over to the right. We'll sit up now with our upper body and we're going to follow the knee, so the right knee, with our upper body and start to recline or rest over this right knee. So if you check in, your knees have about a 90-degree angle and the majority of your weight is in the outside of your right hip. Take a big breath in and let it all go out and sink the weight of your upper body into this outer right hip. And then press yourself up, lift your knees up, let them spin to the left. Let the upper body follow and come over the left knee, the left thigh. Let your breath expand your back ribs down, allowing this torso to sink into the thigh. And then pressing yourself back up one more time, moving to the right. Checking in here as we land, maybe sitting up for a moment, elongating the spine. Feeling the back leg here, some pretty deep internal rotation. And then allowing yourself to sink over this right thigh. Relaxing through the soles of your feet. Relaxing the thighs and the hip bones. And then pressing it up, shifting across, sitting tall for a moment. Noticing that 90-degree angle or close to it through both knees. And letting yourself come down. Use a block, a pillow, your forearms to rest your forehead on. Your last couple of breaths. Letting go of any need to do, any urge to be busy. Pour yourself back up. Back to center and extend your legs long and wide. My rooster has no idea what time of day it is, ever. Stand up, bolster up. Lean your forehead forward, so finding a really nice angle of spine by letting the heart shift forward. And just come into a place where you're starting to feel the groins and the backs of the legs, and maybe simply sitting upright is enough for you. you're shifting forward slightly, you could rest your forehead against a bolster. Perhaps it feels nice in your body to stack a couple of pillows and fold over them completely. Wherever you are, know that the breath is calming the body. Your breath is your most important tool to keep you present, to quiet and calm the nervous system and heal what needs healing. Three more cycles. And slowly rise. And set your bolster off to one side. Help your legs drop back toward each other. Shake them out. And cross your right leg over your left. You can use your bolster again if you'd like to take it down the length of your legs and fold forward. So this can be nice because the end of the bolster can press into the sternum, into the breastbone, and offer support from there. And then it becomes this beautiful rounding spine that's supported, and the head can drop down. And slowly slide your chin across your collarbones. Feeling this movement deeply in your body, all the way to your heels, perhaps. And now you can stay just like this. This feels really nice in your body wants to stay. Or you can take half shoelace. So we'll just keep crossing the right leg over a little bit deeper so that the knees stack or come close to it. And this right foot is pulled up against the left hip. Take the arms a bit wider, find yourself folding forward. Just coming towards sensation. We're not trying to move beyond our edge, just looking for what our body needs here. So the primary stretch will be this bottom left leg. And if the knee of the left leg feels a little bit hyperextended, you could slide your hands underneath the belly of your calf just to bring a little bit of a bend into this bottom knee. Breathe deeply into the back of your left leg and the outer edge of your left leg. So this is targeting the IT bands slightly. Try spreading out the toes of your left foot, maybe a little bit of rocking through the ankle just to invite more lines of sensation of the leg. Keep allowing the head to grow heavier, if that feels okay, through the back of your neck. And if it's simply too much pressure for the upper back, support your forehead on a block or a pillow. As you breathe in, roll yourself up slowly. And plant this right foot flat on the floor. So the right foot remains crossed over the left thigh. And we're going to give this right knee a big hug with the left arm. And start to turn toward the right. So turn toward this right thigh. As you breathe in, press down through your right fingertips. So press them into the floor and rise up through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, draw the belly and the front ribs back toward the spine. Let your twist deepen. Let your left ear slowly sink back. Let your right ear slowly sink back toward your right shoulder. Perhaps nodding the chin up and down. So creating space through the left side of your neck. Take one more breath in here. Allowing your exhale to unwind your twist. Slowly turn back towards center and then keep going. So keep turning to the left now. And you can stay upright like this, or if you'd like, you can come down into your hands or your elbows. And if you do, you'll feel the right bum cheek lift right up off the floor. Bow your head. 2 more breaths. And then coming all the way back up. And back to center. Take the extended leg now, if it's available, sweeping that left heel up toward the right hip and settling back down into your seat. So the top foot might come up off the floor. Or maybe you can encourage the thighs to come closer toward each other in full shoelace. The knees begin to stack. Sit tall and experience this sensation deeply into the hips. So just remember that if the top foot is off the floor, that's totally okay. What you're trying to do here is set your hips squarely into the floor. So we want your seat, both sitting bones, to remain on the earth now, wherever you're at. That's our foundation. Take 3 more breaths. Take your time rolling up, lean back into your hands, extend your legs, shake them out. And now move to the other side. So crossing the left ankle over the right to start with. Align a pillow, if you like, down the length of your legs. Use its support against your sternum. Fold over it. Experience your breath here. So what does this feel like in your body now? One of the most important things that you can practice in yoga is simply feeling what you're feeling. without trying to analyze why you're feeling this, without trying to shift around and change it or get away from it. We're simply remaining in stillness, which is simple but not easy. We're leaning into all of these deep, intense, often uncomfortable sensations that arise. And we're not running away from it. Yoga asks us to stay. Yoga wants us to find this place of stillness, this place of knowing deep within us, knowing that we can get through hard things, that we were made to be resilient and to get through hard things. If you'd like to start to come up and move to half shoelace, bringing this left foot all the way up to the outside of the right hip, so crossing the thighs. Again, finding that forward lean, moving slowly and respecting the sensation that is coming, staying within its edges. Letting yourself be right where you are. Often we think we need to be more than what we are. But yoga wants you to know that you are more than enough. And that this practice is more than enough. It's moving into all of the corners that need you. It's making you bigger, more expansive, more abundant and full. So that when we go back out into our life, we've got more space. We've got more resilience. We've got this ability to feel every moment that comes at us without reacting and trying to run. Sit up slowly. Take the sole of the left foot down flat now and give this left shin a big hug with your right arm, turning to the left. And as you inhale, rise up through the spine. And as you exhale, pull the front ribs and the belly back into the spine. So create space to turn around the axis of your spine. And these twists will always compress or constrict the breath a little bit, so that's okay. But breathe as much as you can into all the places. So the back ribs down, perhaps the left chest, perhaps the right side of your neck, as you lean the head back and nod the chin up and down. One more big breath in here. And then exhale and let yourself unwind. Come back and keep going. So turn to your right. Breathe into this open twist and stay upright if you'd like. Or come down into your hands, your forearms, and bow your heads. Make your way all the way back up slowly. Unwind your legs. Oh no, we're gonna go to full shoelace now. And this is your choice. You can simply return to half shoelace if that's best for you. Or if you'd like, you can slide this right heel all the way toward the left hip. So we'll lift up the left hip while we're doing that and then settle back down into the seat. And when you settle down into your seat squarely, the top foot might lift up off the floor, and that's okay. Just work on getting the hips down to the floor. And another option for this is to simply sit in Sukhasana. So simply sit in a cross-legged position, which is plenty as a hip opener. It's a big hip opener as well. So if the thighs are crossed or the shins are crossed, you're going to experience a hip stretch. You can find the one that's best for you. Perhaps sitting up is all you need tonight. And maybe you'd like to lean forward. Just create a little bit more space in these hips. Restorative yoga wants us to relax and to soften. Surrender to all the hard edges in our life. So if the shape in your body is too intense for you, you can't relax. So then you're not doing restorative yoga the way it wants you to. So this practice is a really good exercise in learning when to back away and learning what's just perfect in your body right now, without comparing, without needing to be more. Two more breaths. Slowly lean back into your hands. Unwind your legs. And shake them out. And lie down now on our backs. So as you lie down, go ahead and bring a blanket with you. Bring your bolster or a couple of couch cushions. Take all the time you want, making yourself comfortable. We'll keep the soles of the feet flat on the mat. And simply allow your spine to come into the ground, to receive the support from earth. And this is where a nice firm floor can really benefit you. Just letting your bones soften toward the firm support of earth. Rock the back of your head side to side. Feel the neck relaxing. Bring one knee up into the chest. And as you pull it into the chest, feel the lower back flattening just a little bit more to earth. And then bring the second knee up into the chest as well. Part the knees wide, so opening them apart a little bit, and rock side to side. And you can stay just like this, or you can reach up with your yogi grip, index finger and middle finger wrapping around the big toes, connecting to the thumbs. Lifting the heels, sticking them wide, coming to happy baby pose. So rock it out side to side. Find your version of happy baby that makes your back and your thighs and your hips feel fantastic, nurtured, and loved. You might even rock to one side and extend that leg out a little bit longer. And then moving to the other side. Extend your legs. And then slowly take the soles of the feet back to the floor. Reaching for your bolster now, or a rolled up blanket, or one or two stacked up couch cushions. Lift the hips up toward bridge and then pull the bolster underneath the pelvis. Begin to bring your arms overhead so that you've got these like cactus arms. You've got 90-degree bends at your elbows. And start to extend one leg to the floor. So all the way up, just letting it go. Let the other knee that's bent open out wide to its side if you'd like. So we're allowing this line along the front of our body, especially into the hip flexor, become spacious. This hip flexor is usually compressed from walking, biking, sitting, driving, all the busy springtime work that we've been doing in our bodies. So we're letting this lengthen out, this space right here at the front of the thigh. Maybe even reach the arms all the way overhead, just a full fingertip to toe lengthening. See if you can send your breath directly down into the front of this thigh, creating an even deeper stretch from the in-breath. And a lot of release with your out-breath. And then bring the bent knee back in toward midline. Walk the straight leg up. Lift and lower the pelvis once. And then start to extend and stretch out the other leg. Opening the bent knee out if you'd like. Letting your body sink. Letting go of effort. Let go of all the should, all the could. lower the pelvis once. And start to bring the knees up into the chest now. Extend the legs into the air if you'd like. Allow your legs to do whatever they want to do, free from the weight of your body here. Notice the neck staying soft, the jaw relaxed. Perhaps the eyes are closing down. Imagine you could breathe in through the soles of your feet. All of that beautiful, fresh, clean air brought to us from a beautiful rain. And while you rest, a poem for you. Written by one of my favorites, Mary Oliver. Today I'm flying low, and I'm not saying a word. I'm letting all the voodoos of ambition sleep. The world goes on as it must. The bees in the garden rumbling a little. The fish sleeping. The gnats getting eaten. And so forth. But I'm taking the day off. Quiet as a feather, I hardly move, though I am traveling a terrific distance. Stillness. One of the doors into the temple. I hope you can stay right where you are for at least a few more moments before heading into a deep rest. I wish you all sweet dreams, and thanks for joining me tonight. Namaste. See you all soon.